Coach talked about the strip opportunities that you guys thought you guys had last game. He said 16 of them, and I don't think you guys forced a fumble last week. Is there what do you guys need to do to take advantage of those opportunities more?
Yeah, I think in the games, it's sometimes you get caught up in the heat of the moment. It's like I just want to get the ball carrier down. I just want to make the tackle, but you need to be thinking about getting the ball out because that's the ultimate play on defense is to create opportunities for our offense and get the ball away. And turnovers are key in a game like that where you're going back and forth with a Big Ten West opponent. So for us to be able to get the ball out, you need to be thinking about it during the play and kind of rely on your training because we do that drills every day to be able to get the ball out, punch it out, rake it out, strip it out, whatever it may be. So we just need to be thinking about it throughout the play and make sure that we're allowing, the first guy who makes the tackle run your feet and the second guy in can attack the ball.
And that mentality that you talk about there, is that something that you guys have to help every player, like a veteran like you, is that something you have to help every player keep focused on throughout the game, or is that just an individual thing where you have to be thinking about it during the play?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, as a veteran guy, remind guys about it. It's just a matter of execution at that point. I think we all can be better at just having it on the top of the brain going into each play. But, there's a million things to think about on the field, so that just needs to kind of be more important than it has been.
Joe, what's the mood of the team?
We have another opportunity in front of us, and we know we can do math. We know how many games are left. We know how many games needed to win to get to a bowl game. So I think we're excited to play an opponent we haven't seen before, ready to get after. I think spirits are up in the fact that we know what we have to do to get to the postseason, and we're playing a great team this week that's playing a lot of great ball. So we just have to go out this week of practice and attack our practices like we did in week 1, in week 2, and week 3, and kind of have the same mentality going into the season.
After the Ohio State game, Caddy said it's human nature to get down on yourself and stay negative. We're trying really hard to avoid that. How do you guys fight that? How do you avoid that?
Yeah, I think you have to look at the negative plays that we had on the field, and that starts individually and then goes to a group setting and the defensive line for me, and then a defensive setting for the whole defense, and then a team setting. You look at the plays that we didn't do well, and you say, okay, how can I fix that? How can I get better? And you look at the plays that you did do well on, and you say, how can I repeat that? And just from breaking down film, and then you look at your opponent and say, what do they do that we can expose? How can we attack this team? And you just kind of take the good and propel yourself off of that, and then look at the bad and try to learn from it.
Joe, your depth on the defensive line is being tested a little bit now because of injury. Consequently, do you feel as one of as the most experienced guy out there that you kind of have to carry more of the load or bear more of the responsibility and kind of help guide some of the younger guys who are playing for the first time?
Yeah, I think Tommy and Jason both played really well, and I think for getting the most meaningful snaps that they have all year, I think they did a great job handling the load. For me as a veteran guy, it's a matter of getting them mentally prepared more than physically prepared because they have the tools necessary, and they've been grinding in the off season with us. They've been a part of the team for 4 or 5 months now. So I think physically they're there. It's just a matter of making sure that the minute details and things that I've picked up on over the years, technique-wise and schematically, making sure that these guys can get little nuggets of information from me throughout the week so that if they see it in the game, even if it is the first time they've seen it, I've talked to them about it and been in their ear and told them kind of how to play it, how I would play it, and what we can do as a defense to stop different plays that they bring to the table.
Specifically, Coach said Ernest is out for the year. What does his loss mean for the D-line?
Yeah, Ernest is he's a great player, great guy too. He's he's a funny guy and love having him around. And you hate to see a guy like that go out just because he's played a lot of great ball and I think he's starting to come along really well, both in the run and in the pass game. He's starting to use his hands a lot better. He's starting to turn the corner well. in pass rush, and he was the fourth guy in our pass rush. But it's just next man up. So Tommy's gonna take a lot of the reps and run, and then Alex Miller played some more reps in the passing downs, and Eku will kind of take some of that load too. But you hate to see a guy like that who's really hitting his stride with his game to get an injury like that, and hope his recovery is speedy and goes well for him. But J.J. Watt had the same injury, and it's something that it's part of our game, but you hate to see it, especially for a guy like Ernest.
Joe Fitztalk post game on Saturday about really trying to motivate guys by playing for the seniors. And as a senior yourself, when you kind of look at the way this season has unfolded as a whole, even if you guys, even if it's going to be more difficult to win out, what do you want out of these last 5 games of your career?
Yeah, I'd like to see some tenacity from the guys and kind of resolve to finish this season and not give up. And this offseason we had high hopes coming into the season, and even if we didn't meet our goals, we still have a goal left, and that's to reach the postseason. So I want to see guys kind of not take that goal for granted, because it is hard to win, and it's hard to get to the postseason. If we can achieve that goal, it'll make for a great story of looking back on this season, how we didn't give up and how we came together in tough times. Anyone can do it when it's easy. Not a lot of people can do it when it's hard. So for us, and for me personally, I'd like to see a lot of guys, keep the attitude up and make sure that we're attacking everything and not, making the situation of our record affect how we play.
Joe, I know it's not the circumstances you probably envisioned, but now that you're maybe within a game of the Casey Daly's sack record, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, that's something that I've been looking at for a long time. Casey Daly's been the screensaver on my phone since the offseason. I've been motivated to reach that record, and it's something special for me to kind of a lasting impression on the program, to have the career sack record. And I've worked in the offseason perfecting my craft, and I think to slowly pass a lot of guys that I looked up to in their records, Dean Lowry, Corey Wooten, Vince Brown. I've seen a lot of these guys on tape, and Afadi passing him this season was really special. And then to finally, hopefully, in the next few games or one game, to be able to pass Casey Daly, which kind of be a dream come true. I never imagined walking into Northwestern that it'd be coming out the career sack leader. So that's something special I'm looking forward to, and but it's not over right now. I still have to work. I still have to get those 2 sacks, and hopefully more than that to help the team win games.
Coach Fitt's been talking about how he wants guys to play for the seniors. What do you want out of these last 5 games for your career?
I want to win, definitely. I want to get to the postseason for real. But I just want us to play our game. I want us to play tough, play hard, don't quit. We haven't done that yet. Hasn't been pretty on the field. We haven't got the results we wanted, but just keep playing hard, trust it, stay together. We're a real tight brotherhood. And just keep doing what we're doing, just do it better. And, yeah, just get some dubs, just turn this thing around. That's really what I want.
Trade takeaways have been such a point of emphasis for you. How do you explain the lack this year?
I don't know. It's been tough just because of just knowing our coaches and how hard they stress it in practice, going all the way back to spring ball. We stress it ourselves. We always talk in the DB group as far as, don't wait for the play, go make the play happen. Don't wait for it. 'Cause you don't know when the ball's going to come to you. You don't know when the running back's not going to be holding the ball as tightly as it. So we need to just, force issue and go make it. I talk to the safeties, talk to the corners before every drive, hey, let's go try to make a play. And we just haven't been able to make them. But that's – Coach Fitz showed us, I think every team in the Big Ten that won the turnover margin this weekend. That's such a huge part of the battle to win, and we just haven't been winning. We haven't got any turnovers. We're playing decent on defense, but we're not getting any turnovers, so we're not changing momentum of the game. So we need to just press harder. DB's going to get out of our breaks harder, just press a little bit more to instead of getting 5 or whatever PBUs. No, couple of those need to be picks. We need more punches. So I was just really making it even more of a point of emphasis because, yeah.
Trey, the first touchdown in that game on Saturday, if I remember correctly, you were in coverage out of the slot there. Can you just take us through what happened?
Yeah, it was in third down defense. We in one of our sub packages. They ended up picking up our blitz through a curl route, and I came outside in to try to make the tackle. And instead of just running my feet through him, I kind of tried to sling him around. And it kind of, when he regained his balance, kind of messed up everyone's angle who was pursuing to the ball. He ended up making a good cut, got around the edge of our defense, just made a good play. I didn't make that tackle though, yeah.
When there's a play like that where it's a play that you didn't make and it leads to a touchdown, when you go back to the bench, how do you focus for yourself and for the team for the next couple drives?
I mean, just being out there for as long as I've been out there and playing DB, I know that stuff like that's going to happen. The standard I hold myself to is I don't want it to happen. I'm trying to make sure that no one gets any points on me, no one gets anything on me. And being a senior, being a captain, being someone who's been out there a long time, like, it made me mad that it happened. I made sure I told everybody, like, hey, that's on me. It's not going to happen again. But, yeah, it's just refocusing, letting myself know that, hey, I'm confident I can still play. I can make these plays. We're just really just flushing it. Just flushing after it happens, yeah.
Another thing that Coach Fitz has talked about these last couple weeks is the morale on the sideline sort of going down after the other team gets that first touchdown. You're one of the guys who pregame, at least it seems to me, is one of the more upbeat, one of the more energetic guys on the sideline. How do you view the way that's happened? Like after initial scores by other teams, what do you think has happened to the morale? And if it does go down, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's tough just because of how the season's been going so far. Because, I mean, you can ask anybody on the team. Every game we go into, we fully believe we're going to win that game. It's not like we're just showing up like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. We fully believe we're going to win that game, hands down. And so when that kind of stuff happens and we're on this losing streak, it's just people just kind of get like, oh, man, like, are we doing this again? So a lot of it is guys like me and guys like the older guys who have to do more to keep that kind of feeling of like, oh, what's going on? Just keep the mentality up and just keep fighting, keep working, and we usually do. But it's just we just need to get out of this slump that we're in right now. And I think if we just put some more good games together, put some more plays together, offensive, defensively, special teams, we'll get out of it.
When you're injured, what's it like watching from the sidelines?
Oh, it's tough. I didn't deal with injury until I got here, and I mean, as y'all know, I've dealt with injury pretty much every year that I've played. It's tough because you really have to be the ultimate team player. You really have to do a whole lot to figure out what your role is. Me being a captain, I have a high leadership role, so I had to figure out what my role is as far as like, okay, I need to get these guys ready. I need them to have all the knowledge that I would have going into the game. I need to be there, building them up, being a cheerleader, whatever I ever have to do. Just basically finding a role, whether it's being like another coach or anything like that, just trying to find a role so we can win the game. But you just have to be as selfless as you possibly can be because it's easy to feel sorry for yourself.
What was sort of that role been on some of the sidelines?
Just like I said, just staying in the guy's ear. I've seen a lot of things just in all the plays I've played, so it's like just knowing what is going to come on different downs, helping guys out. Or if I'm always watching the corner, so the corner's on this side, so I'll watch like, hey, on this play he did this. Watch out for this coming up next. Just giving them those little tidbits that some of the coaches might not be able to get to because they're doing 100 other things. So I just try to help out in that way. Just any way I can to find the need. That's what I try to do.